Hey guys, Martin here from Less Than Expected, and for a while I've been talking about wanting to do some rig rundown type videos. Now, since rig rundown isn't something that I can use because it's someone else's name, I'm going to try to come up with something more clever, and I'll think about it. But for now, I'm just going to call it rig rundown. And today I want to talk about this guitar, which is a Reverend Charger RA. Now, outside of the band, I'm a pretty avid collector of music gear, if you will, microphones and guitars and amps and basses and all that good stuff. And so I've been talking about wanting to do this for a while, and I decided to go ahead and try to put it together. I have a few ideas that I want to try to knock out, which I think could be fun. And I know we haven't done a video in about a week or so since we did the music video, but I know that the band as a whole, we've been very busy and everything going on with the pandemic, if you will, and the lockdown and stuff. We've been sort of beside ourselves with everything, trying to just, life. So, anyway, Ken Haas over at Reverend is a great dude, and Penny, his wife, and then obviously the legendary Joe Naylor, who created the Reverend guitar. And I found out about Reverend through Stacy D of Bad Cop, who is a personal friend of mine, and she had switched over to using Reverend with her band, and I was actually kind of unfamiliar with them outside of those funky looking guitars you'd see at like Sam Ash, and they always look neat. But I'm an offset guy. I've always played Fender offsets. They're literally, I don't even know how many I have, but I was very interested in them after Stacy had sort of praised them to me, and so I had picked up my Sensei over here. And there's more of a funny story with the Sensei, just in the sense that I actually originally, first Sensei bought belonged to Cheetah Chrome from the legendary Dead Boys, and I had bought a Sensei Junior that had belonged to him, and then my friend Brandon Long, who is the guitar player for the Avondales, is the biggest Dead Boys fan alive, and basically I kind of felt like a jerk because he asked me if I would sell it to him. And so I was like, yeah, I don't have any sentimental attachment to it. So I sold him the guitar so he could have it because, he's a huge Dead Boys fan. And I turned right around and bought another Sensei. And I bought this Sensei, which was originally a 290. And then I mod it to be what I guess they call a double agent in Reverend world, which has the rail hammer chisel bridge. And then it has a Reverend version of P90. And their pickups, that's the first thing I want to talk about with Reverend and whole Railhammer, and then they're just pickups as a whole. They're out of this world. I'm such a Seymour Duncan guy. I've been using Duncans. I've got multiple guitars with Duncan JBs in them, a ton of Seymour Duncan pickups, and I was blown away the moment that I got to play with the Railhammers. My first set of Railhammers I actually got was the Kyle Shutt model signature pickups, and I had put them in my Jazzmaster, one of my Jazzmasters that I use live a lot. And I'll put like a picture or a video there, and you guys can see what I'm talking about. But the pickups were they stood out. I wasn't expecting the amount of output slash the tone. The tone was just so good, and it's so hard to explain tone to people, but I really loved them. And so that's when I decided to go ahead and put the Railhammer in the Sensei. And the Sensei, anyone who knows my band has seen me play that Sensei at every show since I got it. I even named her Maeve after the Irish goddess. So I had been, over the last couple months, thinking quite a bit about getting a new guitar. I just sort of felt like the right time. I know it's crazy, I have 1,000, but I really wanted to try to get something new. And I kind of been thinking about getting a Gibson Les Paul, mainly just because I don't own a lot of Gibson guitars, and also I had been wanting a dual humbucker configuration that was a little different. And I was doing my research, and then I realized how much I loved my Reverend, and I wanted to do something a little different. So I hit up Ken at Reverend, and I talked to him, and he's such a good dude. He kind of walked me through, what am I looking for? What am I doing? And I told him I'd been looking at the Charger, and I liked the Charger. And the Charger as a whole, as a guitar, is really neat because it has kind of everything I want in a guitar. It has kind of it's an offset. It kind of, the comment I made to my wife last night is it makes me think of a Jazzmaster or a Jaguar and a Telecaster had a baby. And it's gorgeous, man. Like that maple neck, it's got the roasted maple neck, it's got I mean, so much like attention to detail. And I'm gonna put a video in here that has all that detail, close-up shots and all that stuff momentarily, probably right here where I'm talking. And I'll just cut this because, you know, rambling. So anyway, I wanted to demo it a little bit. I'm by no means the king of guitar playing or anything, but I figured I could do something fun. The first thing to note is, as with all Reverends, has a bass contour, which is so crazy how much it means. When I had gotten my Reverend, the original Sensei, it was a Sensei Junior, which means it's 1 P90 in the bridge, and then it had the volume, tone, and then the bass contour, and I really liked that. I thought it was a really neat thing. It changed the game, if you will, for when I was playing. So when I sold the guitar to Brandon, there was this gap of about a week or so where I didn't have that, and I was using a Gibson Les Paul Junior because it had a similar kind of tone, and I was kind of messing with that, and I kept reaching down for the bass contour knob and it wasn't there. So now I've been modding a lot of my guitars I use live to have bass contour on them because of Reverend. So yeah, but anyway, so this particular guitar, as I said in the video before, it has a Hyper Vintage and the Nuvo 90. So at Earthquaker Day last year is when I actually met Ken in person for the first time, and he showed me the Billy Corgan model, and then he showed me a couple other guitars. I forget exactly all of them, but I know that one of them had the Nuvo 90s in it, and I fell in love. Now, I love P90 guitars. P90s are probably my favorite pickups. So I wanted something that had that P90 tone, that at the same time had the warmth and the depth of a humbucker, like that output, and then at the same time I could kind of play with it. And with the bass contour, actually, you can kind of do the voicing in such a crazy way. It's almost like a built-in EQ on your guitar. So I'm running the Fender Blues Deluxe with everything set to noon. My pedal board is all hooked up. I've got the Hall of Fame. I'm running a box of rock from Zvex, an Acapulco Gold from Earthquaker, and of course the Electro Harmonix Big Muff for my distortions today. And then the Charger RA is so stacked, man. Like, we're talking like pure tone jacks. It's got angled neck heel, dual action truss rods, triple tree, string tree, which is a tongue twister, bonite nut. It's got pin lock tuners. It's got the bass contour I'm always talking about. It's so amazing there. It's made out of Carina. It's got a roasted maple neck, and the rail hammers are the Hyper Vintage in the bridge and the Nuvo 90 in the neck. So this thing's a beast, and I'm so excited about trying this guitar out today. So let's get to it. All right. And so that's middle position right there. Go over to the neck a little bit. Gonna adjust some things. I love the neck. I mean, the Nuvo is so sweet. You know, I do like the. Alright, and then go to the middle, mess with my bass contour. So sweet. Volume in there. So, and then the bridge. So, yeah, that's kind of all the cleans. Now I want to play. I'm going to play, have some fun. So my pedals are a little weird. I don't have them set up for this, so I don't know how they're going to sound right away. So I apologize, I might have to noodle. I was running through my Mesa earlier, so that's the TC Electronic Hall of Fame 1. The middle position. Neck position with it. Do some I'm gonna play a little bit of this song. I'm gonna play this as a bit of just like a riffing off of a song off of our record that came out recently, Less Than Expected, This Machine Kill Scenes. The song is called The Tilt Shift. So if you're interested, it's on Spotify and YouTube and Apple and Instagram and TikToks and all the other spots you can get music at. So yeah. Alright, I'm going to go to the middle position. I'm going to use some distortion. So, this is going to be... I'll just use the box of rock for this one. Kind of loud, sorry. So, using the Box of Rock by Zvex, I'm going to do another one. This is a title track. So. So, moving right along. These cleans are so nice. Very, very pretty. And then the bridge pickup. So that bass contour, man, just roll it down. Woo! Sexy. Alright, so this is with the Big Muff, and probably my favorite pedal, to be honest. See another one do. That was with the Acapulco Gold, by the way, from Earthquaker. And that bridge pickup is so sexy. It's the Hyper Vintage. So sexy. I love that, man. Oh God, so many things. So many things. Y'all are gonna get tired of seeing this guitar. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna drive you guys crazy about this guitar. And I love my other sensei, my other reverend. I play the sensei all the time, and yeah, this is so sweet. I can't, you know, everybody at Reverend, I can't thank you guys enough. This is, oh my God, it's so gorgeous, so gorgeous. I just, yeah, Reverend Guitars, check them out. There, put it over there. Boom. Also, I'm using couch guitar straps now because they're the best guitar straps I've ever fucking touched ever. I've in the last month I've bought 3 of them now to replace other ones because they're just so good. So good. So good. So anyway, that's about it today, man. Jam a little bit more, and that's about it. I mean, nobody really wants to hear me talk anymore, I'm sure. So, let's see what I can do.